On the outside, it looked like the perfect friendship, a husband, his best friend, and the wife who trusted them both. But behind that picture-perfect bond was a darkness no one saw coming. And one night, that darkness stepped out of the shadows. Claire Matthews was quiet, cautious, the kind of woman people brushed off as paranoid. She double-locked doors, checked over her shoulder at night, never took chances. Her husband Daniel teased her for it. "Relax, Claire. Ethan's around. You've got nothing to worry about." Ethan Cole, Daniel's childhood best friend. He was always there. Every cookout, every birthday, every late-night emergency. Trusted by everyone. Everyone except Claire. She couldn't explain it. Something about Ethan unsettled her. His smile lingered too long. His jokes cut a little too deep. But what could she say? Questioning Ethan meant questioning Daniel's loyalty. So Claire stayed silent. And that silence was exactly what Ethan counted on. October. Daniel left for a quick business trip. Just 2 days away. That night, the phone rang. It was Ethan. "Your porch light's flickering. Don't worry, I'll swing by and fix it." Claire hesitated. Her gut screamed no. But she remembered Daniel's words. She had nothing to worry about. She agreed. When Ethan arrived, he didn't bring tools. He brought whiskey. At first small talk. Then the shift. "Daniel doesn't appreciate you the way I would," he whispered. Claire froze. This wasn't a joke. When she tried to leave, Ethan's hand clamped around her wrist. His voice dropped low. "You've been underestimating me, Claire. Everyone does. But I've been here all along. Watching. Waiting." Her heart thundered. She ripped free, bolting upstairs, locking the bedroom door. She tried calling Daniel, but no signal. Silence. Then came the footsteps. Slow. Heavy. Dragging across the floor. Ethan wasn't rushing. He thought she had nowhere to run. But Ethan underestimated her. Years earlier, her father, a police officer, had taught her how to stay calm, how to hide tools, how to think ahead. Under the bed was a shoebox. Inside, a flare gun her father had given her. Not lethal, he'd said, but enough to blind someone in the dark. Her hands shook. Her breathing ragged. The door splintered. Ethan stepped inside, grinning. "Where's that quiet little mouse now?" Claire didn't answer. She fired. A burst of red fire lit up the room. Ethan screamed, clutching his face, stumbling backward. Claire shoved past him and fled down the stairs. For the first time, the underdog held the power. The neighbors heard the chaos. Police arrived minutes later. Ethan was dragged onto the lawn, thrashing, blinded, his arrogance gone. For once, the predator was the prey. Justice had found him. Or so Claire thought. Because as officers shoved Ethan into the squad car, he turned his head just enough for her to hear. "This isn't finished. Daniel knows more than you think." The words sliced through her. And when Daniel returned home the next morning, Claire expected relief. Instead, he was pale. Nervous. He wouldn't meet her eyes. Then she saw it, his phone lighting up on the counter. A text. The last message Ethan sent before his arrest. Daniel turned back to her, the syringe hidden behind his back. His voice was calm, almost tender. "Claire, you don't have to fight this. It'll be quick. Painless. You won't even know." Claire's pulse roared in her ears. This was it. The man she loved was about to kill her. But Daniel didn't know. Claire was ready. Because while he underestimated her again, she had already slipped the wine glass into her sleeve. The glass that now held the flash drive with every damning message. If she didn't survive tonight, someone else would find it. Someone would know the truth. Daniel stepped closer. The syringe gleamed in the firelight. Claire's breath hitched. Her mind raced. She had one chance. One. And just as Daniel reached for her arm, there was a knock at the door. A single heavy knock. Daniel froze. His eyes flicked toward the sound. Another knock. Louder. And then a voice. Low. Rough. Familiar. "Claire, open the door. It's Ethan." The knock echoed through the cabin. Heavy. Slow. Deliberate. Daniel froze, syringe still in his hand. Claire's heart nearly stopped. That voice, it was unmistakable. "Claire, open the door. It's Ethan." But that couldn't be. Ethan was supposed to be in jail. He was supposed to be gone. Daniel's face drained of color. He whispered under his breath, "No, not now." The knock came again. Louder this time. More impatient. Daniel dropped the syringe onto the table, grabbed a pistol from his bag, and moved toward the door. "Stay here," he hissed. Claire sat frozen. Her body screamed at her to run, but her mind told her to wait. Because whatever was about to happen, this was her chance. Daniel cracked the door open. And there he was. Ethan. Bruised, scarred, but smiling. A twisted, triumphant smile. "How did you?" Daniel began. But Ethan shoved his way inside, his voice low and venomous. "Did you really think a few cops could hold me? You should know me better than that, Daniel." Claire's stomach turned. They weren't just friends. They were partners. Accomplices. And now enemies. Ethan's eyes darted to Claire, softening in a way that made her skin crawl. "You see, Daniel, she was never supposed to be yours. Not really. She was supposed to be mine." Claire's chest tightened. This wasn't about money. This wasn't about loyalty. This was obsession. Daniel's grip tightened on the gun. "You're out of control, Ethan. This was never the plan." Ethan laughed. "The plan? The plan was to get rid of her clean. But you couldn't even do that. You've gone soft." The two men stared each other down. Claire sat silently, her mind racing, her eyes flicking to the syringe, the gun, the door. For years, she'd been underestimated. Now she had both monsters in the same room. And they were too blinded by rage to see her thinking, planning. Daniel raised the gun. Ethan didn't flinch. Instead, he leaned forward, smirking. "Go ahead, Daniel. Do it. But if you pull that trigger, she'll know everything. Every detail. Every lie you've ever told." Claire's heart pounded. Every nerve screamed. She wanted to shout. To demand answers. But instead, she stayed quiet. She listened. And then Ethan said something that shattered her world. "Tell her, Daniel. Tell her what really happened to her father." The room went silent. Claire's hands trembled. Her father? The man she'd trusted, who taught her to survive. He'd died in an accident years ago, or so she thought. Her voice cracked. "Daniel, what is he talking about?" Daniel's jaw tightened. His hand shook on the gun. "Claire, it's not what you think." Ethan chuckled darkly. "Oh, it's exactly what she thinks. You never told her. You never told her you were the reason her father never came home that night." Claire's breath hitched. The walls closed in. The man she loved, the man she trusted, the man she fought to protect, had been tied to her father's death all along. Her entire world shattered in an instant. Daniel lowered the gun, his voice breaking. "Claire, please just let me explain." But before he could take another step, Ethan lunged. The gun went off. The room exploded in chaos. When the smoke cleared, Daniel was on the floor, clutching his shoulder, blood seeping through his shirt. Beta gun slid across the floor and landed at Claire's feet. She stared at it, trembling. Ethan grinned. "Pick it up, Claire. This is your moment. End it. End him." Claire's heart pounded. Her hands hovered over the weapon. For the first time, the power was entirely hers. But before she could decide, the sound of sirens cut through the night. Police. Getting closer. Ethan's smile twisted into something darker. "You'd better choose fast, because when they get here, Claire, someone's going down for this. And it won't me." Don't forget to subscribe and comment for more videos.